But I wanted to thank you very much, Bob, for inviting me. And thank you, Union of Taxation employees, for making Chris and I strong, effective, and yes, electable union activists. I am so proud to be your president. So just so you know, Chris and I haven't forgotten our roots, and we never will. We are here to serve all members from coast to coast to coast, and we will. I'm not going to take a lot of your time, but I do want to talk a little about our union and the challenges we face in the wake of the Harper majority government and its ideologically driven anti-union, anti-worker agenda. And I don't need to tell you that it hasn't been an easy time. Like you in your role as local presidents, I am affected by every effective letter that our members receive. Like you, I know that as the Harper cuts take hold, the services we provide to Canadians will be diminished, and members of our society will be worse off than they have been for decades. That's the reality, and it's truer still for the unemployed, the disabled, and other vulnerable people in our society. So what does this really mean for our union? I can tell you that it doesn't mean we are defeated. Quite the contrary. But it does mean that we have to continue to be smart, focused, and united. Smart. Well, that starts by giving our activists the tools they need to get the job done. Whether that job is representing members who are affected, who are counting down to be laid off, or engaging in political activities. It means holding the employer to account for every action that it takes that negatively impacts a single member, a work unit, or the entire membership. Every grievance that we win is a victory in the face of the Harper assault. Focused. It starts with a common understanding of what we're up against and building on the strength of our membership and the incredible knowledge that they have about the services that they provide day in and day out. It means putting political action and communications on the front burner with a clear message and a common roadmap. United. It starts with a common understanding from the PSAC and all component presidents that we are in the fight of our lives and are committed to working together under a common banner and a plan of action. It means working with the broader labor movement and our allies like never before. So, the question, are we there yet? Honestly, no, but I can tell you that we're moving in the right direction. But as you know only too well, we have to get more members and our activists fully engaged in our union. Our We Are All Affected campaign strikes the right chord with the members and the public at large. On September 15th, sisters and brothers from other unions stood shoulder to shoulder with us from coast to coast to coast as we delivered a strong message to Harper and his caucus. What we did on September 15th was put We Are All Affected into the public consciousness. It was a start, brothers and sisters, a start. It's not an end. And we are going to continue to assert that Harper's austerity budget and his cuts are not just about our jobs. They are about services that Canadians don't just need, they deserve if our society is to be both civilized and compassionate. We are all affected at events at home and abroad. When Greece turned a voluntary compliance tax system into institutionalized tax avoidance, it teetered on the brink of bankruptcy. We were all affected when banks and financial institutions all over the world brought ruin to large sectors of the world's economies. And we will be all affected if the U.S. elects a Republican president and a majority of senators and House representatives. The Republican platform is based on intolerance, contempt for working people and the poor, and an outright assault on their institutions. And for example, our unions and our aspirations. Make no mistake, we are all affected by what the Grand Old Party stands for and what it has implemented and where and when it holds power. Think Wisconsin and the assault Governor Walker's inflicted on public sector workers and their unions. This kind of governance may have its roots south of our border, but the movement is headed north and has landed in Premier Wall's Saskatchewan, Stephen Harper's Ottawa, and will shape the next election in Ontario if Tim Hudak's Conservatives get in the way.